Well, good everyone. Good morning. I'm not sure if everyone heard, but late last night, 11 p.m., the Toronto community lost a very big rabbi, Rabbi David Shochet. Alav Shalom passed away. Big Rabbi Shochet from the Bet Din, from the Vada Rabbanim, that once the head of the Vada Rabbanim. So I'll post later the funeral times and everything, and just a very big loss. The head of the Chabad community here in Toronto. I had the massive zechut, the small little me, to sit on the Bet Din with him for a few years, and it's just an incredible loss. And B'ezrat Hashem, we have to try to do our best to, when a tzaddik passes away, Hashem gives us a message, and it's a kapara for the avonot of the Bnei Israel, and we pray at the city. We have to strengthen ourselves in many ways, but just being around his presence and seeing how he operated, how he dealt with people, and the clear cut, to get to the point, it was sometimes just amazing to see, where sometimes you're dealing with people and you ask all these questions. I'm talking about specifically in the conversion bet, my experience with him, and sometimes he would cut through all the smoke and get to the heart of the situation, and it was amazing to see. It's a big loss for the whole world and the Toronto community for sure. Continuing the halachot where we left off, talking about business concepts and transactions. So just an important rule when it comes to transactions is hamotzi mechavero alav haraya. An obvious rule, but an important one. Hamotzi mechavero. If I want to take money out of someone's pocket, I say he owes me money. You didn't pay me for the product. You owe me money. Alav haraya. It's on me to bring the proof. If I say, hey, you owe me money, he doesn't have to bring the proof. I have to bring the proof to take money out of him. I have to show something, show a receipt, etc. So that's a general concept. If you want to take money out of someone, say you owe me, prove that you owe. Also, when a transaction takes place, so we usually go to the store, we buy a can of Coke. So we give money, and we have the Coke, and we go. So we've been used to that money is the transaction, and that's it. But money itself doesn't make it that now that I own it. The fact that I give him money, and let's say the can of Coke is still on his desk, I give him the money, it doesn't mean I get ownership yet until I do a kinyan, until I do something that acquires it. One is meshicha, I pull it towards me, and that's it. That's one. Number two, different option is hagba'ah, lifting it up. So that's another way of being koneh. Number three is reshut. If I bring it into my domain, I bring it into my car, I bring it into my house, that's a form of ownership. Or chalipin, which is we do also at a wedding, where the rabbi gives the chatan the handkerchief to lift up, right? So you lift up that handkerchief, you're lifting up a handkerchief, but you're acquiring everything that's written on the ketubah. So too, let's say you buy a piece of land, so you lift up the handkerchief, and now I own the land. I can't lift up the land. That's one of the ways. On land, there's other ways as well. Once I work the land or I do something on the land, it also shows acquiring. So these are actual ways of now showing ownership. But, so again, money transaction alone technically doesn't do it. But in the world we live in, it does do the job. Once the money is transferred, the ownership is switched in the world we live in. And therefore, that's the dina de malchuta, that's the law of the land. And it's not the right thing to go and to back down on a deal if the money was already given and the kinyan was not done. So the money was given, let's say in our can of Coke case, you give the money, and now the can is there, and you didn't acquire it yet. You said, I want to back out on the deal. It's not the right thing to do. Now, in any deal, you can always speak to the person and say, hey, would you like to back out? I can't do it, whatever it is, fine. But we should look at it like, even though halachically, when just transferring the money doesn't make ownership, we should look at it that way. Last point is, if let's say someone owes me money, so it's an obvious point, but say someone owes me money, so I say to him, you know what, you owe me money, but instead of paying me, I'll buy this thing off of you. You have a store, whatever, I'll buy this. You owe me 500, I'm going to buy this guitar that you're selling for 500. So we'll just do that type of trade. The barter or whatever, that's allowed. You don't need to get the $500 cash back and then give it back to him and then take the guitar, an obvious thing, but in an halachic thing, it's okay as well to just kind of say, you owe me that money, let's put it towards this, let's just call it a day, and that's it. That is okay to be done. Mincha tonight at 5:10, and again, I'll post that in Levaya information once I get it. Have a good day, everyone.